It's week 7 of the NFL, and center stage belongs to Matthew Stafford. He comes in 4th in the league in passing this year. It's the Wizards and the Voyagers, coming up next.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt here with you once again. Is this week going to be a step in the right direction for one of our teams we've got, Brock, both of whom haven't played the type of ball early in the season that they want, both coming into this one below 500.
And you and I both know we're not math majors, but we do know this. You stay below 500 in this league, well, you're going to be headed to the top of next spring's NFL draft order. We're not to that point yet, but whoever comes out short here will find themselves a whole lot closer to it.
The veneer of a new season is gone as we hit the middle third of the schedule. It's away here in week 7. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And leading them out is their second-year quarterback from Kentucky. He earned several starts as a rookie. It's Will Levis.
This just feels like a season so far off the rails, I can't even see the tracks anymore, Kate. Now the outlook is really 1 week at a time, trying to find that first win. Just got to get gritty and tough. And he's got to be the one who really sparks it for him.
And he nearly gave it away to start this game. Almost an interception, but instead, a gift. They get it back for second down. Well, as we see the names populating this injury report, partner, we recognize they've had to do some adjusting over the course of the season as key contributors have gone down.
And this, right here, this is where faded favorites and surprise superstars are born, Kate. From guys having to step in as a result of these injuries. You never root for players to miss time and go down, but you'll always root for the guys filling in, who are getting their shot to make their name and contribute when it really matters.
Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it! And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
So on fourth down, it's going to be Cameron Johnston out to put a charge into this one. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Oh, he nearly starts the game off with a pick. Just couldn't hang on to it. Good defensive play, though, regardless. That's going to bring up third down. Stafford from the gun. Chased out to his right. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Fourth down, and on comes the former All-Pro Jake Bailey to punt. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Running it with David Montgomery. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. That's A.J. Epinesa on the tackle. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 39, he finds McConkey. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You'll hear defensive coaches all the time really ask their players to pull the trigger. Read, react, diagnose, and when you see it, go fire away. And that's exactly what the defense does to take away that screen.
Launches one deep downfield. It is caught at the 20. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
That last shot took him right down to the front of the red zone. Here's first down. Levis out of the pistol. He's on the move. He keeps it and takes off. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that gives them first and goal.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Second chance at 6 here. It's second and goal. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Getting in their own way, Brock, as they'll line this up 5 yards further back for second and goal. Running it after the penalty. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a yard that time, a defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up third and goal. From the gun, Levis. Getting out to his left. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
That's a really good job by the defense right there. Doing something I hear all the time in coaches' meetings. I want to keep that quarterback in the box. I want to put a fence around him. Don't want to let him get out and make a big play breaking the pocket.
Jason Myers lining up for the field goal try. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Myers' kick is good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
His return starts at the 5. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. The Wizards and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. And as we work our way through this regular season, you can see he's currently sitting in the top 5 of the league in passing. Here's first and 10 from the 34. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And he takes this in to the 40-yard line before going down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up second and 4. Looking right, and he finds him. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it'll give him a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10, it's Hubbard. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's second and 11. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Stafford. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Jake Bailey on the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. He's got it at the 24. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Ball at the 33 for first down. It gives to Montgomery to start the drive. He'll cobble together a yard there. L'Jarius Sneed there for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. That's A.J. Epinesa on the tackle. So now here's 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Levis. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That one gains 7. And that'll give him a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Running back sent in motion. Throwing now on first down, Levis. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Into the hands of Pitts. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Just a field goal separates these two. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Time to begin the 2nd quarter, and we'll pick up with what's already been a lengthy possession. This has been a good drive, but it's at risk here on 3rd down. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. The Voyagers getting ready to punt this skyward. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. This offense getting all set for this series. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
This drive will begin with Hubbard. And he'll take this up to around the 29-yard line. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. He beams one deep right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. And it's 3rd down now. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! It's picked up by the defense. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Third down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. It loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing fourth down, they're off the field completely.
Their offense ready to take the field now. And that active 5-game losing streak might be a thing of the past if this lead holds. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Montgomery gets it from the gun. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Levis from the shotgun. Escapes the pocket. And they take this in for the score. The Voyagers capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. Will Levis with a touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now outruns their offense to take over. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hubbard trying this up the gut. This is ahead for about 5. Bobby Okereke making that stop. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 31. That's incomplete left side.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Stafford now on 3rd down. Oh, he got free. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. On again comes Jake Bailey to punt this away. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. The offense getting set to go. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Bails out of the pocket quick. Steps up, and he's running with it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Running out of the gun with Montgomery. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now Levis. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. Here's Cameron Johnston to punt it away once more. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Their offense running back out now. And coming off a 3 and out, Brock, they really need to build some momentum from the ground as they try to get on that scoreboard here. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. Throw secured by Brandon Cooks. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Ball at the 33 for first down. Here's Hubbard on the give. Across the 45 and still going. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Hubbard again. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. It's Hubbard off the option. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Going to the ground again on first. He's contained at the line for no gain. Rashawn Gary with that tackle. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back now, pressure on its way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. They kick the running back in motion. 3rd and long for him here. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
That is now the 5th sack this offense has had to endure in the first half alone. We're on a double-digit pace here. And I'll tell you what, I know how these defensive coordinators work. They can feel the blood in the water. They are not going to stop getting after this quarterback until this offense can find a way to protect itself.
The Wizards getting all set to punt. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And this one hits first at the 3 before continuing on into the end zone for a touchback. This offense ready to get going again now. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. A give up the gut to Montgomery. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. They'll run again with Montgomery. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. L'Jarius Sneed there for the stop. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They motion the tight end over. They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. They cross the 40. Nice run there. And all the way up to the 42-yard line before he stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And they'll have first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Levis. And a man is there to knock that away. That throw is looking for Kyle Pitts. And it sets up 2nd down. Levis. Flush down out to his left. Now here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 30 yards on that one. And it'll give him a first down. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Levis here on first down. And wow, nearly a pick on that check down. A bit lucky that he couldn't hang on to it, and it fell incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing is Levis. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Buys time, rolling right. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Myers' kick is good. And that will add to their score.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. To throw, Stafford. That throw finds Jamar Chase. And he's going to be marked down about 4 yards away from that first down marker. From the 32. This one taken in by Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Stafford now on first down. On the move, headed right. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Up to the line, and they're set, 1st and 10. Now Stafford to throw. Connects with Hubbard. He's got it in the red zone. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Completed over the middle. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. Stafford now. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. They need some extra time to think over 3rd and long. We've got a timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Goodness gracious, this quarterback is taking an absolute beating in this first half. You better have some ice for him ready at halftime. I'll tell you this, Kate, it has been a brutal couple quarters, and if you don't start protecting the quarterback, this guy may not make it and even finish this game. So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
The kick by Shudak is good. And that makes things a little closer. It's now a 10-point game.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. That brings us to the break. The visiting Voyagers holding an early advantage. Now we'll send you back stateside to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has the EA Sports Halftime Report all queued up and ready to go.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. We got a solid first half out of the man from Kentucky, Will Levis. He's got the lone touchdown of the game on a touchdown run. We'll see if he can get it going through the air as this one goes on. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. This offense making its way back out now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be a first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Receiver in motion going left. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Man in motion wasn't set in time. Just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Offense to the line for second down. Stafford now against a blitz. Fits it through the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And they're going to have a first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first down, here's Stafford. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that'll bring up second down. Here's a give to Hubbard. He's got to gain a 6 there. Bobby Okereke making that stop. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Stafford from the gun. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They'll bring out the punter here. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And this hits at the 4 before taking a bounce into the end zone. That's a touchback. The Voyagers and running back David Montgomery getting back to work. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Montgomery now up the middle. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the gun, Levis finds him over the middle. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Option play. Here's Montgomery. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Shotgun now for Levis. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Marcus Epps making the play. 2nd down now, 7 to go. On the handoff, this is Montgomery. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. Running this with Montgomery. And he'll get it up to the 44. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball. But a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
That's caught by Chris Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
This is Montgomery. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game. It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Just short on 3rd down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on 4th?
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Wizards and Chuba Hubbard ready to begin another drive. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. Finds his man, Chase. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. All right, here we go, second down. Completes this one to Chase. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
3rd and just 2 to go. Up the middle, Hubbard. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. Here's Stafford. Finds Laporta. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap to Stafford. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 31-yard play, and that gives them the first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He brings it in. He has the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Cam Little to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Wizards get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Hardy on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The offense headed back to the field. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Montgomery. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
They're trying an option play left side on 1st down. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Levis from the shotgun. Pitts brings it in. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And it sets up 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Levis setting to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Couldn't make the connection. Was looking for Ladd McConkey. So it'll be 2nd down. Throwing is Levis. He's on the move. Now he takes it. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give him a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They're just going to let the clock run out and take this delay. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Running it after the penalty. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Escapes the pocket. Uh-oh, he can't escape. He's brought down. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit. Great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
He's on the move. He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st. It's a gain of 17 on that one, and that'll give him a 1st down.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Finds McConkey. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's brought down for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the Booth Cape, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Rolling left, buying some time. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Voyagers stretch it to a 2-score game in the 4th. Will Levis with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence. You spend all week on 2-point plays, trying to get to your best options, but ultimately sometimes the execution of that pass, it doesn't work.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now this offense getting set to work here. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up second down. Throwing now, Stafford. Catch made by Cooks. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Stafford. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. Slot receiver headed left. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
On second down, it's Hubbard. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9. To throw, Stafford. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 4th and long. Stafford gonna go on 4th. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Wizards now within 1 score in the 4th. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
Little Tex on the extra point. And the Wizards trim the deficit down to 5. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Hardy on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Voyagers and Will Levis set to take over again. And this is the type of game that's going to get people talking when people look at the numbers that he's posted running with it. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Putting a receiver in motion. From the 35 on 2nd down. He finds McConkey. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And they'll have 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. On the play fake, it's Levis. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Montgomery gets it from the gun. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Running back sent in motion. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
Into the hands of Pitts. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Now there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from London. Voyagers leading by 5. Running on second with Montgomery. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Now just 4 seconds, 2-minute warning. We've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. A touchdown would put this one to bed. A few shots at it here, starting with 1st and goal. Montgomery has the touchdown. The Voyagers take an 11-point lead as they try to push this one out of reach. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Myers gets the point after to go. And the Voyagers push the lead up to 12. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Wizards ready for their next series. Let out on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, here's Stafford. Finds Chase on the slant. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. On 1st down, here's Stafford. Trying to push it deep downfield. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Couldn't find Jamar Chase on that throw. So it's 2nd down coming up. Stafford from the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Scooped up by the defense.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
Here comes their offense out again. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
So they happily go to a knee here and run out this clock, and they're finally on the board, their first win of the season.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
His kick is good at the ends, but boy, Brock, we might see some words exchanged at midfield here as they add 3 to the win as time expires. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And they take the first skirmish with their division rivals, with a chance at a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Huard, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Voyagers as we say cheerio from London.